Hey guys, Brandon here, and thank you for joining me on this first episode of the new year of Heal Culture. So, with this episode, what I'm going to do is pretty much doing the typical end of the year, beginning of the new year, best of list. And pretty much it's like a top 10 list, except top five with some honorable mentions. Um, So think of it as a top five list, I guess. I'm gonna start off with. I'm just grabbing my list because I forgot. I thought I could do it like in my head, but apparently I can't. We're gonna start off with the women, and for my honorable mentions, Tiffany Stratton. I am a huge fan of Tiffany. It's Tiffy time all the time, um, and I think she had a great year. She had the Money in the Bank briefcase that she won. I feel like that was the big thing, right? And it's just a matter of time on when she's gonna cash in, especially on Naya, which is what we're being led to think that's gonna happen. So we shall see. Um, Besides that, she had some good matches on SmackDown, feuded with Bayley, Naomi, with Mia Yim or Michen. Sorry, she had a great year. I feel like 2024 was more like a an introduction to Tiffany, if that makes any sense. Whereas 2025 should be the year where, all right, this is who she is. She's about to be champion. Like, it's time to get the ball rolling with Tiffany. So, yeah, she's an honorable mention. My next one is, and some people might not agree, but it is what it is. My next one is Tony Storm. Tony Storm had an incredible 8 months. Um, AEW World Champion, Women's World Champion. She had that for, I think, about a year. So between 2023 and 2024, she had an amazing year. Some great matches. Um, I think the reason why I didn't put her in my top five was mainly because after she lost, she kind of like went away. So she didn't come back until like a couple of weeks ago. So I feel like I mean, that's not really an excuse, but more like she was a great champion, but there wasn't anything memorable about her reign except with Mariah May. But then again, I don't really watch AEW weekly anymore, so basically on what from what I saw and what I was following, she had a great year, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Next up in my last of my honorable mentions. I know some people might not agree, but let me just say I love this woman. She's great, and that woman is Naomi. Naomi returned at the Rumble, had an amazing showing at the Rumble. She was one of the final six, um, and I think she had like a historic time. I might be wrong. She made history with Bayley. Um, Somebody needs to fact check me on that because I could be wrong. But amazing showing at the Rumble. Had a match at WrestleMania with Bianca and Jade and ended up winning. So that's that. Then had a great match with Tiffany and Bayley at one of the PLEs. I think it was Backlash. I could be wrong. I think it was Backlash. So had that, and then overall, yeah, she was on kind of like a losing streak, but this last part of the year is picking up where she was getting wins. She's currently in a tag team with Bianca now, so she technically is a champion, but she didn't really. I wouldn't consider it a championship win if that makes any sense. Same thing with like when Piper won it. Even though it's big for Naomi, for me it doesn't count, right? But yeah, so Naomi was great. She's had a great year. I feel like she deserves to get that title win. I want to see her as champion. I thought maybe she would have became U.S. champion, but she didn't, which is totally fine. Um, it's not over for her. Hopefully, 2025 is a better year for her, but we shall see. My top five is pretty much a little bit of everything on moments, matches, and wins, I guess. So again, a little bit of everything. And before the AEW fans come at me, I just realized I don't have any AEW. Actually, I'm wrong. Actually, I take that back. Ignore what I just said. All right. At number five, I'm gonna go with Miss Jada Parker. Some of you might be thinking, why Jada Parker? But Jada Parker is, in my opinion, well, not in my opinion. Right now, she's my favorite NXT women's wrestler. Um, just the rise of Jada Parker is great. You know, she came in. She has even been in the WWE for like what, I think a year or two, and she's doing great. She did a great promo on Lola, which had a lot of people talking. Her in ring skills are good, and just her character overall is just great. I think what it is with Jada is her swag. Just like she's a bad bitch. That's all I have to say. Um, so Jada's coming at number five. Number four goes to Miss Chelsea Green. Of course, Chelsea. And I know people are saying, well, she didn't really do much besides become the first ever women's U.S. women's champion. And yes, that happened in December. But if you look back at 2024, a lot of the moments, um, a lot of the entertaining moments in the women's division included Chelsea Green. She's wrestled in NXT. She's had a bunch of matches. Yes, she hasn't. She's been losing, but I think again, like Chelsea said, it's all about the moments, and she definitely created moments. The Money in the Bank, she had a great showing, and then just that whole ladder spot at the end, great. Being power bombed into the trash can, great. Again, I can go on and on about all these moments, but I think she did great. Her work with Piper, great. And to top it all off, she won the first ever United States Women's Championship. So imagine that. Just you are now the first ever United States Women's Championship. Nobody can take that away from her. She beat Bailey. Um, what else? I think she also beat Bianca in a triple threat match. So that's big. Beating Bailey, beating Mia, and overall, I just think creating great moments plus winning a championship at the end of the year. Top four. All right. Next up is Miss Roxanne Perez. That's kind of a no-brainer. Um, she's been champion for what, like 200 plus days, almost 300, I think. I could be wrong, but she's she's beaten most of the NXT women, and she's had a great reign. Honestly, something that's happening in 2024 is the title reigns are really boring, but Roxanne Perez has probably had the best reign since, I would say, since Gunther. So that's big, right? Roxanne is a no-brainer. She is my number three. Number two is Miss Nia Jax. Nia Jax is at my number two because she returned late 2023, I think. Pretty sure. Um, had a good showing at the Rumble. She main evented a PLE with Rhea. Overall, she's been killing the game since she has returned. I think Nia might be Triple H's best returning signee. If that makes any sense. She's been having great matches. Had a great feud with Becky. Um, she's been she's been doing her best work um, in her career ever since. To top it all off, yet she didn't have a WrestleMania match, which a lot of people were bummed about. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. Same with Liv. Like they didn't have a WrestleMania match, but they ended up having a great 2024. So with Nia, Royal Rumble, PLE main event in Australia, became Queen of the Ring, um, beating the likes of Jade, Bianca, and Lyra, even though Jade was a DQ, but that doesn't matter, does it? Um, to top it all off, she had a SummerSlam match where she won the women's championship against Bailey. So, Queen of the Ring, women's champion, and with each women's title defense, it's been a great match. So she's been having an amazing year. She's been showing off her best work. She looks great. Number one should not come to a shocker to anybody, especially if you know who I'm a big fan of. But this woman had an amazing year, and she's been killing the game ever since her debut slash return. So my number one is none other than Mercedes Moné. Um, I've been a huge fan of Mercedes since WWE. She's from Boston, so it's just perfect. Mercedes has been having an amazing year. Besides that one match, you know, she's been having great matches. Those two matches with Chris Statlander, fucking 5-star matches. Like, wow. I'm telling you, Mercedes Moné is killing the game, and she's given us her best work yet. Her matches in Japan they're like top tier, you know. So she's been killing the game. She's a TBS and strong women's champion. So 2 belts, Moné, right? Um, and although it sucks that she's in AEW, just because I don't really watch AEW, and I wish she wasn't WWE. The fact that she's just providing us with these like high level matches is amazing. I was there when she debuted in AEW, so just seeing that moment in person was great. But just seeing what she's doing every time she gets a chance to show us what she can do is amazing. She is the GOAT. No matter what you want to say, she's undefeated, 2 belts, freaking 5-star matches in Japan, in the United States. Like 2025 is just going to be even better. So yeah, Mercedes Moné is my number one female wrestler of 2000. My honorable mentions. Here we go. Look at the list. Honorable mentions. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Dominic Mysterio. What did he do? He was entertaining to me, and I finally saw what other people saw in him. I was like, ooh, he kind of looks good. Um, but he's been doing his thing. Like, yeah, he's been losing a lot of matches and stuff, but he does his thing. I feel like character wise, he was big in 2024. Hopefully, 25 will be better, where he kind of like shifts off the Judgment Day, just because I think he deserves better. Another honorable mention is also one of my favorites, Finn Balor. I feel like he's been doing great, but I also want him out of the Judgment Day. I need him out of the Judgment Day. He's been tag team champion, which is great. Um, feuded with Damian, but he needs to leave the Judgment Day. Which is why he didn't make a top 5, just because everybody in the Judgment Day has kind of been on a losing streak, if you think about it. So yeah, that's that. Next up for honorable mention would be another one of my favorites, Austin Theory. I feel like besides his big win at WrestleMania again, he's been giving us some good matches, and I think mainly I put him on my list just because he's one of my favorites. All right, next up in my honorable mentions list is Gunther. Gunther had an amazing 2023. Going into WrestleMania, he finally got beaten by Sami Zayn. Now that loss didn't really do much for him. Like, yeah, he lost it, but he recovered really quick. Where a couple months after, Gunther becomes King of the Ring. A month or two after that, he becomes World Heavyweight Champion. So, although he became champion and King of the Ring, the reason I put him in my honorable mention list is just because his World Heavyweight title reign sucks. I feel like they're feeding him Sami Zayn again, Damian Priest again, so I feel like it was just a continuation of his IC title reign. So, unfortunately, he's losing his aura, which sucks. They put the title on him too soon, right after losing the other one. So that's why he's not on top 5. But he's still great. I still think I love seeing Gunther wrestle just because he's just a badass, right? And then last on my honorable mentions list would be Mr. Roman Reigns. Shocker, but he honestly hasn't really done much besides that. Have those kind of good segments leading up to WrestleMania 41. No, leading up to WrestleMania 40. Besides that, after he lost to Cody in a great match, we didn't see him until SummerSlam. Okay, and then War Games. So he really hasn't done much except be Roman, but it's great to see him. So yeah. At number 5, I'm going to go with Mr. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is one of my, it's probably my favorite wrestler right now in WWE, has been for years, right? Now, Seth lost twice at WrestleMania, but he was involved in 2 amazing feuds, had some good matches, did leave for a bit, came back, had a good feud with Bronson. So although he didn't have an amazing year, I feel like he was more like a little bit part time this year. Again, due to injuries, he did give us some great moments, some great matches, and yeah, I'm putting him at number 5 because I'm putting him at number 5. All right, next up, this might surprise people, but my number 4 is Carmelo Hayes. So the reason with Carmelo Hayes is kind of the same reason with Jada. Carmelo was amazing at NXT. Carmelo gets called up, first round draft pick. Had an amazing best of 7 with Andrade. His character work, great. He's been given the chance to compete with like big names, and he's been killing it. So I feel like just the rise of Carmelo is the reason why I'm giving him number 4 and being on my top 5. Although he loses one week, but I feel like he wins the next week. So it's kind of like a balance. I love his work. He's also from Boston, so of course. And I feel like 2025 should be the year where he kind of like rises up. So I'm hoping for the best for Carmelo. Number 3 is Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has had, I would say, a great year. Right now, his heel work is probably some of the best work that he's done. Attacking Cody Rhodes, attacking Randy. I love heel Kevin Owens, and I just think that he's always given us amazing matches. Yeah, number 3 will go to Kevin Owens. Number 2, I would say, is tied with number 1, but there's a reason why I'm giving him number 2, and it goes to AEW. Mr. Will Ospreay. Wrestling wise, he is number 1 this year, right? And I had not seen his matches before AEW, so thank you AEW for introducing me to Will. Even though I know who he was, like I've seen little clips of him, but I never actually cared for him until AEW. And let me tell you, this man can fucking wrestle, dude. He has been giving us 4-star, 5-star, 6-star matches. And I don't really watch AEW weekly, but I watch their pay-per-views, and I always want to watch Will because I know he's about to give us an amazing match. His match with Pac, whatever, was amazing. I remember watching that match, and I was like, I've never seen such an amazing match like that before. It was just Will Ospreay wrestling wise is just like wow, which is why I'm giving him number 2. Is mainly because of his wrestling and just he's amazing. If you've never seen Will Ospreay, I recommend you see Will Ospreay. Right, on to my number 1 male wrestler of 2024, Drew McIntyre. He is my MVP of 2024, and the reason why is, unlike Will Ospreay, right, who gave us amazing matches, Drew McIntyre gave us great matches, great mic work, and great moments. An amazing feud with Seth Rollins. He won the title at WrestleMania in front of fans, which is what he wanted. Boom. An amazing feud with CM Punk that lasted months. Again, giving us some amazing mic work, his best work yet. He has been killing it. I don't even think he's lost that many matches this year. I think he's only lost. Has he probably only lost once or twice, right? So his win-loss record is amazing. He has been killing the game, not only in the ring, but segments, promos, everything. So that is why I'm giving him my number one spot, is because he's given us everything, not just wrestling or not just mic work. So my number one wrestler, MVP of 2024, is Drew McIntyre. And yeah, because overall he was a whole package this year. Amazing heel. He's still doing amazing stuff. Amazing matches, amazing segments, amazing everything. So Drew McIntyre, you get my number one spot. And all right, guys. So that's it for my top. That's it for my best of 2024. My top 5 women's and men's wrestlers of the year. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, follow, comment, follow me on my socials, right here, somewhere there. And yeah, I hope to do more of these. And let me know what you guys think. If you agree, if you don't agree. It is what it is. Happy New Year. And until next time.